folks, this is Pastor Michael Hoggard, pastor at Bethel Church in Festus, Missouri, and head of prophetic research ministry with another Watchman video broadcast. For the first time, I think, ever in the history of this broadcast, I'm going to show you some UFO footage. Now, I'm going to wait to get into that. I've got several things I want to talk about before we get into this UFO video that I have. I don't make it a habit of doing this, but it fits in with some things that are going on in the world right now, and I want to share with you. And at the end of the broadcast, I'm going to teach you. We used to do this when we was a kid all the time. We used to walk around like this with our hands stuck in our shirt and say, "I'm Napoleon." And we didn't really know what that was. We just remember seeing this picture of Napoleon with his hand stuck in his jacket. Never could figure out why, but I think I get it today, and I'll show you that at the end of the broadcast. Here's this news story from WorldNet Daily. Virginia eyes switching off dollar. Cites inevitable destruction of the Federal Reserve System's currency. Virginia State Delegate Robert G. Marshall has introduced legislation to study whether the Commonwealth should make the preparations now to switch suddenly to an alternative currency in the event of an implosion of the Federal Reserve System and the destruction of the dollar. That sounds very ominous to me. House Joint Resolution 557 is another piece of a growing movement among state legislators who are concerned about the dollar's demise. 10 states have considered similar bills, recommending a return to some form of commodity-based currency using either silver or gold. Now, this whole thing, and when I saw this article, it just really jumped out at me that here we have a state in the Union of the United States of America. Each state, according to the Constitution, they have individual rights that are guaranteed them by the Constitution. A lot of people in different countries of the world may not quite get this. We're not provinces. We're not territories. We are it's almost like we are small nations inside a group of United States of America. We have our own governors, our own legislatures, our own judicial branches. We have our own set of laws that the Constitution guarantees us certain rights according to that. And here is one of the states that is making preparations or trying to make preparations probably in the inevitable case, as the article quotes it, in case that all this Federal Reserve stuff that the United States, the federal government has done, in case this all of a sudden goes bad. Can anybody see this whole thing going bad? Here's China coming over here. We don't know exactly what went on behind the scenes, but I almost guarantee you that China was just asserting itself as sort of like a new monarchy in the United States of America. They own our debt. Which means they have control. The Bible says, and I'm going to paraphrase here, the Bible says that whoever you owe money to, that's who you serve. And this is where we are right here in this country. And Virginia is a state out of the 50 that is making preparations to pull back when it happens that the dollar absolutely goes into the toilet. Now, why would that even happen? Why would the most wealthy, individualistic, prosperous, we had the most things going for us. The United States was voted the most likely to succeed in high school. Why is it that we would even worry about everything collapsing all around us? Here's the answer. The answer is sin. If the Bible teaches us anything, it teaches us that sin costs us. And that sin is a debt that we cannot pay. You've been going around. Here's why I love the Bible's plan of salvation. And this is why I don't like anybody else's plan of salvation. The Bible's plan of salvation will tell you that you went around writing checks in sin that you could not cash. The Bible tells you that you have a debt. You are a debtor to God because of your sinfulness. The Bible also teaches us that debt was paid off by Jesus Christ because we could not pay the debt. We couldn't pay the bills. Only Jesus Christ could. Somebody has to pay the price, people. Somebody has to pay the price. And so here is the United States of America in her sinfulness and racking up a sin bill against God and against the world. We're not the benevolent nation that sends nice troops out to keep peace around the world. That's not really who we are. The people who are running the military, the people who are running the CIA, the people who are running the government, some of the most corrupt, probably linked in with secret societies, although they don't have to be. By the way, let me throw this in here. Not everybody in the government's a Mason. Get over it, okay? You don't have to be. All you have to be is lost. That's all you have to be. All you have to do is not believe the Bible, and then you're part of the problem and you're not part of the solution. But anyway, some of those corrupt people are running the different agencies and structures inside the United States of America. Foreign policy is being dictated by people who hate God and who hate this Bible. And God says, it's going to catch up with you one of these days. Has this ever happened before? Yeah. A nation by the name of Israel. We're going to be talking about them here in a little bit. A nation by the name of Israel. And God sent warning. Why is it that we, as the most wealthy nation, we have 300 million people in this country who at one time, a generation ago, didn't mind working a day for what they had. They didn't mind that. Now we have a generation of people that they don't mind you working for them, but they don't want to work for themselves. And it all catches up with us. Our sin, the degradation of our society, it's like a cancer that just eats and eats and eats. It eats away at our morality. It eats away at the family structures in this country. It eats away at the finances. It eats away at the foundation of the religious system of this country, church. This is why somebody sent me a YouTube video, Fox News report, Sharia law up in Minnesota. The Muslims' way of life is now becoming commonplace in the state of Minnesota, and it's coming in. Why is it that they're able to take over? It's because what was built in this country is being slowly but surely eaten away. Let's go to the Scriptures. The book of Joel, chapter 1. Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye